Alright, so this is part 2 to our terror and horror lecture. As I said, the other lectures aren't going to be this long, but we had a lot of housekeeping to do, okay? So the trailer that you just watched right now is the Exorcist band trailer. I hope that you all noticed when you were watching it that yes, it has loads of flashing lights and it is very creepy, but it also, oh look, yay, ads, because why not, right? But you'll also notice when you're watching this trailer is your eye, the reason it's creepy is because it's got all these flashing lights, but your eyes can't really quite comprehend what's going on, right? You see the flash of the little girl's face, or you see, so you see the flash of a little girl, you see the flash of the little girl's face, you see the demon, you see the priest, but it's going back and forth, and you really don't know what's going on, and this, the way that this is filmed, is it's to scare you and to keep you uneasy. Watch. So boom, boom, boom. See? Your eyes don't know where to see. You think you're seeing there, you're seeing there. Okay, and if you close your eyes when you're watching this, you'll see the Pazuzu's face in your mind's eye. Okay, so this, yeah, okay, very unsettling. As I said, this one would be horror. It's the anticipation. You don't quite know what's going on. Okay, this one I'm going to show you right now is terror. As I said, I do love Michael Myers. He's my most favorite movie villain. Extra credit question, remember that. Okay, so we are going to show you this one. I didn't quite know which one to show you, but I did choose the latest ones. And see if you all can guess why I found this so scary. Come on, go. Go.
I've waited for him. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're on.
We're here to investigate a patient that killed 3 innocent teenagers on Halloween in 1978. He was shot by his own psychiatrist and taken into custody that night, and has spent the last 40 years in captivity. Hello, Michael. I have something you might like to see.
Everyone in the family turns into a nutcase this time of year. Yeah, I mean, your grandmother is Laurie Strode. She was almost murdered.
Wasn't it her brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up. Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
So I could kill him. Dad, look out!
The bus crashed.
Mom, what bus crash?
Michael escaped.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
Look.
He's waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him. Get out of the room! Get inside! You don't believe in the boogeyman? He's here! Michael! You should. Can you close the closet door?
Alright, so right here, this one, if the original, the first one was horror, this one of course would be terror. You know this guy's going to come after you, and you know you have his little knife, you know he'll probably stab you. So yeah, this is one of the better examples of terror. The reason I chose this, and the reason why I found this so scary, okay, by the way, the mask looks great. Okay, this is why I found this so damn scary. You are at 140, this one right here. Okay, you'll go to the 140, 134, actually hang on. Go to that timestamp.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
Hello?
This part right here. Look at that! He took out the mechanic's teeth. You all know I'm afraid of dentists. I know some of you all are as well. But this, look at how it's revulsion. You're just really freaked out. Like, where did he get these teeth from? Why are they out so perfectly? Yeah. All right. That's why I chose this. I thought it was a great trailer to choose. But yeah, this one, terror, right? Really scary. You're gonna die. There's that anticipation that you are definitely going to die. You, of course, will see aspects of horror here, but the overall arching theme is terror. Okay, and this is the last one I'm going to show you. So as I said, some of you all may think that The Exorcist is sort of like a very boring film. I told you all it's psychological. Go watch that in the cinema, okay? Or better yet, ask my husband what happened when we went to watch that in the cinema. This is horror gone wrong. Okay. When my husband and I first watched this trailer, we really thought it was a parody. It's not a parody. This is the sequel to The Exorcist.
4 years ago, The Exorcist shocked the world. Now, the struggle between good and evil goes on. Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Richard Burton, Louise Fletcher, Max von Sydow, James Earl Jones, Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
I don't even know where to start. The song. Oh, by the way, you tell me laughing right now because my husband was in the background dancing to the song. The song is it's weird. All right, maybe it would work, but pretty much they give you the entire film in this trailer. The story goes is that the studio desperately wanted the second film to be ready as quickly as possible, so they kind of just threw a story together, and this came out. Mind you, the actors in this film, Louise Fletcher, James Earl Jones, and Richard Burton, are not bad actors. Okay, I believe all three have won an Oscar, have been nominated for Oscars. This was just a really weird film. Okay, and I think that this does lead itself to be parodied. Okay, you see this, you laugh. I mean, this is actually really funny, but yeah, kind of ruined that. Alright, that's enough for videos for today. We are going to do now is I want you all to take a look at your short stories. I usually ask which ones you all want to read, but want to work on first, but hey, you know what? It's my turn to choose. Let's go ahead and get Quitters Incorporated, which you can find under the additional readings. And I know that you all already read it, so I don't have to worry about this. Quitters Incorporated is a short story that is found in Stephen King's anthology entitled The Night Shift. And I want you all to take a look at it, please. Okay, so it starts off on page 568. The thing I like about King, okay, any author of this genre is they like to take these stories and put them in an incredibly normal setting. Okay, so this one right here, we see at the beginning. Let's look at page 568. Okay, this guy's sitting at JFK. Okay, this guy Morrison sitting at JFK. He asks Jimmy McCann. Okay, is this? He just sees somebody in at the end of the bar. It was a little heavier than when Morrison had seen him at the Atlanta exhibition the year before, but otherwise looking extremely fit, awesomely fit. Okay, Dick Morrison. Yeah, you look great. So do you, said McCann. But Morrison knew it was a lie. He had been overworking, overeating, and smoking too much. Alright, so very incredibly normal place. Okay, they start talking. Okay, you look at the bottom of 568. Okay, are you still with Craig and Barton, executive VP now? Fantastic, congratulations. When did it happen? Last August. Something happened that changed my life. He looked speculatively at Morrison and sipped his drink. You might be interested. My God, Morrison thought. Jimmy McCann's got religion. Sure, he said. I wasn't in very good shape, McCann said. Personal problems with Sharon, my dad died of a heart attack, and I developed a second cough. Bobby Krager dropped by my office one day and gave me the fatherly little pep talk. Do you remember what those are like? Well, to put the cropper in it, the doc told me that I had an incipient ulcer. He told me to quit smoking. Might as well tell me to quit breathing. Morrison nodded in perfect understanding. Non-smokers could afford to be smug. He looked at his own cigarette with distaste and sipped it out, knowing that he would be lighting another one in 5 minutes. Did you quit? Yes, I did. At first, I didn't think I'd be able to. I was cheating like hell. Then I met a guy who told me about an outfit over at 46th Street. Specialists. I said, what do I have to lose? And I went over. I haven't smoked since. What do they do? Fill you with some sort of drug? No. He'd taken out his wallet and was rummaging through it. Here it is. I knew I had him kicking around. He laid a plain white business card on the bar between them. Quitters Incorporated. Stop going up in smoke. 237th East, 445th Street. Treatments by appointment. Keep it if you want, McCann said. They'll cure you, guaranteed. Okay, so this is very normal, as I said, and it's a very common problem. We've talked in class of addictions before, right, with alcoholism, but smoking addictions are very real and they're incredibly hard to kick. Any of you all who have ever smoked or have known a smoker, okay, will understand it. Okay, like I said, okay, very normal. Okay, very, very normal. Okay, if we look, let's go ahead and continue on to page 572. All right, it gets kind of odd, right? So this guy, we're just calling Morrison. That's what they call him here. Morrison goes to this place, Quitters Incorporated, because he wants to stop smoking. If we look at the bottom of 572, Rick Donati, the heavy-set man, said, if you decide to go ahead with our program, I'll be in charge of your case. I'm pleased to know you, Morrison said. He wanted a cigarette very badly. Have a seat. Donati put the receptionist form on his desk, then drew another form from this desk drawer. He looked directly into Morrison's eyes. Do you want to keep smoking? Do you want to quit smoking? Morrison cleared his throat and crossed his legs and tried to think of a way to equivocate. He couldn't. Yes, he said. Will you sign this? He gave Morrison the form. Scanned it quickly. The undersigned agrees not to divulge the methods, techniques, etc., whatever. Sure, he signed, he said. Donati put a pen in his hand, scratched his name. Donati signed below it. A moment later, paper disappeared back into the desk drawer. This trope, the idea of signing away, signing a contract, signing a form, is very, very common in these novels or in these short stories. Okay, the most famous is, of course, Faustus, who signs his soul away to Mephistopheles. And that's something that was written earlier than this. But yeah, he just signs the paperwork. This is us, right, downloading a new app, saying, yeah, okay, click. Okay, just read the fine print, okay, because this guy doesn't. Okay, so yeah, that's very common. He just signs something away. Okay, next page, 573, the top. Good, Donati said. We don't bother with propaganda here, Mr. Morrison. Questions of health and expense or social questions of health or expense or social grace. We have no interest in why you want to stop smoking. We are pragmatists. Okay, so this guy just, he's telling him exactly what's going to happen. Okay, the ends justify the means. Okay, if we want to take something that's more mainstream, whatever it takes. All right, whatever it takes. As long as you stop smoking, they don't care what it takes. Whatever it takes. And remember, Morrison's already signed the paperwork. Okay, let's look at 576 because this is when the real terror comes into being. Okay, this is horror going on into terror because very you're kind of seeing that something's going wrong here. If you look at 576, I'm not going to read this because you all know how I feel about animals being tortured or being subject to violence. So I'm not going to read it, but remember, this is the bunny scene. Okay, it's where the bunny gets electrocuted. So that, okay, goes from the horror of anticipation to the terror of, oh crap, something's happening. Okay, so we see the bunny, right? He gets a jolt and he gets really scared. And all right, okay, we're not going to talk about that one. Okay, but that, okay, that scene happens. We know that that's happening, right? Let's look at 577. Let me explain the treatment more in detail, Donati said. You don't understand, Morrison said. I don't want the treatment. I've decided against it. No, Mr. Morrison, you're the one who doesn't understand. You don't have a choice. When I told you the treatment had already begun, I was speaking the actual truth. I thought you would have tipped that by now. You're crazy. No, only a pragmatist. Let me tell you about the treatment. Sure, as soon as you understand that, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to buy 5 packs of cigarettes and smoke them all the way to the police station. As you wish, but I think you'll change your mind when you see the whole picture. Okay, this is the whole picture. For the first month of treatment, our operatives will have you under constant supervision. You'll be able to spot some of them, not all of them, but they'll always be with you, always. If they see you smoke a cigarette, I get a call. And I suppose you bring me down here and do the old rabbit trick, Morrison said. He tried to sound cold and sarcastic, but suddenly felt horribly frightened. This was a nightmare. Okay, so remember, I showed you the figure of nightmare. Okay, he's just, it's starting to hit him. This is terror. Okay, the horror in this story suddenly turned to terror because this guy's nuts. Oh no, Donati said. Your wife gets the rabbit trick, not you. Morrison looked at him dumbly. You get to watch. Okay, so that's strike number 2, just in case. Okay, so again, this is terror, very subtle, to just downright horror. We continue to page 578. The second offense. The first offense was the wife in the rabbit room. The second offense, Morrison would get the dose. On the third offense, both of them would be brought in together. The fourth offense would show a grave cooperation problem and would require sterner measures. An operative would be sent to Alvin's school to work the boy over. Remember, his little boy Alvin is very delayed and he's at a special school. Imagine, Donati said, smiling, how horrible it would be for the boy. He wouldn't understand even if someone explained. He'll only know that someone is hurting him because Daddy was bad, and he'll be very frightened. Okay? And here with Alvin, and the way that Alvin is placed into the story is, we of course have terror onto horror. Okay, this little boy would not understand what's going on. He knows he's being hurt, but it's both of them put into one. Okay, and how horrific is this? The idea of this child who is not only a little boy, but a little boy who's very, very developmentally delayed, who's getting the crap beaten out of him. He doesn't know why. Okay, that's true. That's so scary right there. Okay, that's very tangible. You bastard, Morrison said. You dirty, filthy bastard. Don't misunderstand. I'm sure it won't happen. 40% of our clients never have any more than 3 falls from grace. Those are reassuring figures, aren't they? Of course, if you transgress a 5th time, the room for you and your wife, a second beating for your son, and a beating for your wife. Okay, so see how he gets worse and worse. Okay, look, if you go to the bottom of that page, Quitters Incorporated, Donati had explained, operated in a 10-step punishment scale. Steps 6, 7, and 8 consisted of further trips to the rabbit room and increased voltage, and a more serious beating. The 9th step would be the breaking of his son's arms. And the 10th? Then we give up, Mr. Morrison. You become part of the unregenerate 2%. You really give up? In a matter of speaking, he opened the desk drawer and laid a silenced 45 on his desk. He smiled into Morrison's eyes. But even the unregenerate 2% never smoke again. We guarantee it. Okay, so those are the rules. Okay, and there are rules to horror novels, there are rules to terror, and those are the rules. And this guy has found himself quite innocently. Remember, at the beginning, he was at the JFK International Airport, and now he finds himself in this mess. Within 10 pages, his entire life has changed. Okay, 10 rather short pages, right? And we're going to go back from horror to terror because now we know that the anticipation, okay, we know something bad might happen. And of course, we find out that he does. If you see 580, okay, the second full paragraph. This is Donati speaking to him. We may audit you every other month, Donati said, or every other day, or constantly for 1 week, 2 years from now. The point is, you won't know. If you smoke, you'll be gambling with loaded dice. Are they watching? Are they picking my wife or sending a man after my son right now? Beautiful, isn't it? And if you sneak a smoke, it'll taste awful. It'll taste like your son's blood. So, like I said, very, very tangible right there. All right, let's look at 852. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay, so rules. All right, so rules, okay? 852. Third paragraph, finally. Okay. Morrison hung up in a colossal traffic jam in the Midtown Tunnel. Darkness, horns blaring, air stinking, traffic hopelessly snarled. And suddenly, thumbing open the glove compartment and seeing the half-open pack of cigarettes in there. He looked at them for a moment, then snatched one of them and lit it with the dashboard lighter. If anything happens, it's Cindy's fault, he told himself defiantly. Cindy, of course, being his wife. I told her to get rid of all the damn cigarettes. The first drag made him cough, smoke out furiously. The second made his eyes water. The third made him feel lightheaded and woozy. It tasted awful. And the heels of that, my God, what am I doing? Okay. That is just a great line right there. Okay, we've talked about before this idea that when something is done, it cannot be undone. This is one of the worst case scenarios. Okay, because now he realizes he's messed up. What has he done? Okay, what's going to happen? Are they going to get his wife? What's going to happen next? All right, let's go to the third part of this lecture because we're almost done, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the third part. Let's go ahead and get to the third part.